Just, you know, they were having a lot of success in the running game, and we're pretty light on the D-line. You know, we're in a tough situation with injuries on the D-line, some things didn't pan out for us, so we needed to adjust our puzzle pieces a little bit, you know, and we made some changes at halftime in order to stop the run. You know, they were running the ball on us, and we needed to change, and we did, and you know, it's good. Second year of the system, the guys can make those adjustments at halftime and execute.
Now, you got to stop every time out in the second half. How pleasing is that, considering what you usually have to go through?
Yeah, I mean, it shows that we got a mature team, even though they're young guys. The culture, they're buying into the discipline and toughness, and you know, they're learning the speed of the game and how things go, and sometimes you're behind the 8 ball, and when you're back against the rope, I mean, they're learning how to step up, you know, and we can't do that for them. You know, we can help put them in the right places, but they're bowing up, you know, and that's what a defense has to do. At some point, a defense has to take a stand, a physical stand, for the team to change the momentum, and they did that.
Kevin Henry got some action tonight. Seemed to be flying around the ball. How impressed were you to see him kind of getting out there for the first time?
I love Kevin Henry. I mean, he represents the program. He does. He's a worker.
You know, as much as you guys, you know, might think, we don't really. You got to take the temperature of the thing when you get in there, and you see how. You see how you're blocking, and if you're moving the line of scrimmage, and how your backs are finishing runs. But it wasn't like a conscious, we're going to run the ball, you know, a ton to start the game. It was, hey, that looked pretty good. You know, the first one obviously popped, and we got going there early, which was a great thing after last week. We needed that start. So.
Does anything Chuba does surprise you anymore, or do you expect him to just have, you know, those touchdowns like how he started the game?
Yeah, well, I mean, being around him all week, he was not a happy camper with the way that last week went when he put the ball on the ground. And I just had a feeling that he was going to have a monster game. And obviously, right out of the gate, he popped that big one, and we all felt good about, you know, him getting his fair share of carries and leading the way for us.
Offense faced some adversity, like a couple turnovers, and got stopped quite a bit there in the second quarter. How did you like the way they responded?
I loved it, man. I mean, that's the game. The great thing is we got a young quarterback, and they, in the first 2 games, while we had some bumps in the road to start last week, we hadn't really been in a football game as far as you know, having to kind of bounce back and ride the wave of momentum in one direction and then feel like we're up against it in another direction. So I'm fired up. I thought our kids responded great, and I was happy with, as their coach, with the way that they responded to some of the ebbs and flows in the game. So we're going to need that going forward. You know, the last week thing was just kind of the way that McNeese was playing us, and there were some scenarios where it could have gone to Chuba or Spencer, but the way that the defense was playing, he pulled the ball and got in the perimeter a couple times in the first half. But once his number got over a certain amount, we were careful in that game last week not to overdo it. And today, you know, it was kind of the opposite of that. They were doing some things that we felt like Chuba would get a lion's share of carries, and thank God he did. He had a great game. So.
What do you think of Spencer? I know he had some moments where he got frustrated.
Yeah, but I thought, I mean, that's playing the position. That's college football. He grew up a lot today, and as his coach, I was proud with, you know, some of the plays he made down the stretch to kind of get us out ahead. And that's maturity. That's a great sign for all of us, and we're only going to want more of him doing those things for us as we go forward here. So I thought he handled it really great.
The bootleg that he ran for the touchdown.
Yeah.
That was something he had seen the all-out blitz coming and just reacted.
Yeah, it actually, earlier in the game, it didn't really go his way on 3rd down. He kind of, when you run like the wind like he does, sometimes you rest on your laurels a little bit and think that's just going to be the way. And he did some good things with his arm, but yeah, it worked out in that one. It didn't work out earlier in the game. So I thought as we got down the stretch, after making it, you know, me included, all of us, we probably have a bunch of plays that we want back. It was good to see Spencer and a lot of the guys just respond in the right fashion.
You talk about him maturing. Is that kind of the thing that something happens once and it doesn't?
Yeah.
He's not afraid to go back to it.
Yeah. I mean, competitive kid, loves to play. both our guys, all our quarterbacks are competitive guys, and that's one of the foundational characteristics that I need from them. And he displayed that today, and it's only going to be good for us going forward. So we're going to enjoy this one, and understand what it's like to kind of be in a competitive football game and grow from it.
At some point, he was going to throw his first interception at some point in the season.
Yeah.
Maybe today.
Yeah.
What did you see out of him out of responding to that first interception?
Yeah. I thought he responded great. It's never easy when you throw a pick in practice. I make it hard on those guys when they do, because I know how important the ball is. You ask Chuba how important the ball is to our program.
I was frustrated with the way I played. I feel like I played very poorly. And my team really helped to pick me up, but I missed just stuff that I usually hit, and I've got to get it right for next week. So I'm going to do what I can to fix it and help this team and get right. I'm more than happy with the win. We can live it up tonight, but tomorrow I've got to get better, and I've got to do better.
How about your defense tonight and how they bounced back in the second half?
They did outstanding. They saved me for my poor playing for a little bit. So props to them. I want to say thank you, and I'm going to pick up my game, and I'm going to play how I know.
Do you feel like this is a growing opportunity for you, though? I mean, you're still a young guy going through this. Do you feel like you learned a lot today?
I don't want to necessarily play the young card, so it's okay. So it's not okay for me. But we got the win, so I'm happy we got the win. But I've got to look on my part, and I've got to be better for this team. So that's the way I'm going to look at it.
How awesome was Chuba today?
It was awesome. The first play of the game, that's such a confidence booster, man. It's awesome to hand somebody the ball that can do that. So.
What did you see?
We started playing how we know how to play, and I started connecting a little bit on my passes and throwing the ball better, and I've got to work on that. I've got to be better, and I'll be right next week.
What did today's performance maybe a little stress as to what you guys need to adjust and on and get the Texans now?
I feel like the guys did great. I've got to improve my play, and I've got to connect with my passes better. And I feel like the guys did great, and they did a great job giving me confidence and helping me and picking me back up so I could play to my advantage.
What did you see on your touchdown run? How did that develop?
I broke containment, and they brung the house, so I know there's nobody outside.
Simple as that.
It's exciting, but move on to the next play. And at the end of the game, now I look at it, I'm glad I got my first NCAA touchdown on my own 2 feet, so that's very exciting.
Coach Gundy talked about that. Said there was something you had seen a couple of times, that all-out blitz that was coming. Did you recognize that right away?
Yeah, within the 30 going in, it was cover 0 or man, cover 1 of the 2.
So when you recognized the blitz, it was an easy decision.
We studied all week. I knew it was coming, and my coach, he helped me out a lot, so he helped prepare me for what was coming.
Coach also talked about moments that you kind of were getting frustrated with not having the success that you wanted the offense to have.
That's just frustration within myself. I mean, I know I can play a lot better, and I can't do that next weekend. So I've got to come out and play how I know how to play.
Is that just your competitive nature?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I played poorly, and I've got to do better for this team. I owe it to them, so I'm doing the best I can. Jesus, it's really hot.
Yeah, it's hot in here. What was it that was frustrating you? Your own play?
I just wasn't connecting with my passes like I should, and I just got to be better. There's some that were actually on target and we just dropped, but the thing is that I keep throwing poor balls. They think they got to adjust to it, so it kind of makes up. So I've got to do my part, and we can all come together and play, and you saw little episodes of it here and there, and that's how we know how to play, and that's how we got to come into next week, and I'm going to do all I can this week to prepare for next week Texas.
It could be 8 times, 10 times, 50 times. I mean, if I can do my part, it doesn't matter.
How do you feel like your defense stepped up in the second half?
They did awesome. They're tremendous. Obviously, that fourth down stop, that's big plays. That's big time. So obviously, we kind of shot ourselves in the foot in the second quarter. They came back a little bit, but we finished strong, and I'm proud of them. So.
I'm sure you've already described it. Can you, real quick, just describe how that opening run, that opening play unfolded for you?
Yeah, like I said, got the ball, holes everywhere. O-line was just moving them. It was a great play call. You know, they weren't ready for it. They're in man coverage too, so once you get past that, it's just no one. So our O-line did what they needed to do, got up to the backers, and yeah, that's all.
You guys eat that up, that man coverage stuff, with Tylen on the outside doing what he did?
Yeah, obviously, you know, we made some mistakes, but, you know, when you're going man on Tylen or any of the receivers, you know, we got 6'5", we got CJ, you know, we got Jordan, we got Wolf, Stoner, all those guys, you know, those guys are playmakers, you know, those guys are skilled. So when you man coverage, I wish you the best.